Hello, and welcome to Leicester's 2016 movies. I went to see Ice Age 5 Collision Course. I thought I was going to like it, because whereas most people would say the Ice Age franchise has declined in quality, between you and me, I think the sequels are actually really good. I really like them. But this one is actually pretty much a pile of garbage. This is awful. Now, there are things I like about this movie. I like the characters, because this is the 5th movie that we've spent with these characters, and I have grown quite fond of them. And also, Buck is back, who is my favourite character, probably in the whole franchise, actually. And I like most of the other characters as well. No problem there. But the storyline is absolutely so dumb. It's so stupid that I was going in the cinema, like, what? I couldn't believe what I was watching. It's full of so much ridiculous science. I was astounded that they got Neil deGrasse Tyson in this, playing almost himself. It was ridiculous. Do you remember Lewis? If you saw the 4th film, Ice Age Continental Drift, the one with the pirates, you'll know that Lewis, the mole hog, they kind of set him up to be Peach's love interest at the end of the 4th film, which, for a start, that's a bit weird. Why did they do that? Because he's like a cross between a mole and a hedgehog, and she's a mammoth. But I suppose that's what they must have thought when they were writing the 5th one. Like, oh, we set that up, and now we've got to deal with the consequences. How are we gonna, how they solve this problem? They just left him completely out of it. He just wasn't in this movie at all, which kind of annoyed me. I was like, you made this bed, lie in it. But again, I'm also kind of glad they did, because it was kind of weird. But anyway, yeah, back to the story. It's the most ridiculous of all of the Ice Age movies. The plot of the movie, they have to go to this place where there's a load of magnetic crystals that somehow keep you young, and there's this group of colourful mammals that are using it as a home that keeps them young, and then they fly around on like these crystals, and there's like unicorns and all kind of like I swear the first one they tried to be a little bit scientific with their creatures, but now they're just adding unicorns. They obviously don't care anymore, and they've got to shoot these crystals into space because the comet that is heading towards Earth, the comet is being magnetized towards these crystals. So they're like, oh, if we shoot them into space, the comet will follow the crystals into space. When they were writing the 1st film, they took the Book of Logic and they kind of slid it to one side. They were like, When they were writing the 2nd film, they took the Book of Logic and they tossed it into the bin. When they were writing the 3rd film, they threw that book out the window. When they were writing the 4th film, they went outside and they buried that book. They buried it. When they were writing this film, they went outside and they dug that book up, and they held the book under the water until it stopped kicking. And then they ripped out all of its pages, and they took all its pages and they burned them. They burned them right up, and then they took the ashes and they dropped them in acid, completely destroyed, and then they got that acid and they put it in a box, and they locked the box, and they threw away the key, and then they put that box in a safe, and they killed the guy who, the only guy who knew the combination, and then they put loads of concrete around this safe, so it's a big ball of concrete that you can't even get in, and then they took it right out into the middle of the ocean, and they dropped it into the ocean, and then they didn't tell anybody, and that is why this film doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Goodbye. Do you remember Scrat from the previous movies? He was pretty funny, right? Scrat spends the whole entirety of this film in space on a UFO. So the little shenanigans he used to do with blocks of ice and whatever, trying to get his nut, is now messing around with technology and stuff. And doesn't have the same appeal to it. The whole film's just really dumb and stupid. It's really dumb, stupid film. Let's put it on the place chart. Here's the place chart. I'm gonna put it here because I liked it more than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Because that was even more stupid than this one, and I liked the characters in this one, whereas the Turtles were really annoying. Thanks for watching Lester's 2016 movies, and have a good night.